So welcome to our photo time evening. It's November 6th. This is Kari. I'm here with Cheryl Bliss and Colleen Day. And I had a few things that I wanted to share tonight. And this one I wanted to talk about as a separate recording. So when we post these out on YouTube, this one should be easily searchable and findable. So recently, Creative Memories came out with a new template for those of you who have created some scrapbooks, traditional scrapbooks, and you've digitized those pages or had them scanned, and you would maybe like to create a second copy of that book. There is now a nice template for doing that, and I wanted to show you how to find that, where it is, and where's the information. So when you log into your Forever account or go to forever.com, there's a number of buttons across the top, which is all the information about the store. And there is this one that says blog. So when you click on that, it will open the Forever Yours blog, and there's a number of articles here, but the one that came out on November 1st that's called Bring Your Scrapbook Albums to Life with the Big Picture is the one we're going to look for. But let's say you're searching for this a while from now. If you go in and you search scrapbook albums, that one will appear. So since you could be watching this video at some time in the future, I wanted you to be able to see how to get to that. So if you click on this blog post, it walks you through asking if you already have albums or heritage albums that you've digitized. And you can actually do that using what they call the Big Picture Photo Book, which was designed specifically to take individual scanned album pages and create a photo book. So it would look like the picture that they have here. You could pick something for your cover image, and it will actually put all of the pages in here in order for you. So it talks about how to create an album, how to organize the pages, how to select a cover image. All that information is here, but I'm going to go ahead and walk through it this evening. So if you click on this Big Picture Photo Book, it will open up the right template for you, and you have a number of options. You can choose to do a 10 by 10 or a 12 by 12. You can do a hardcover or a soft cover. If you choose a soft cover, your book type is defaulted to a standard. If you choose a hardcover, you can do a lay flat, a standard lay flat book, which changes the binding of the book. So there's more information here about number of pages and pricing and all of that, but I wanted to just kind of walk through this. So I'm going to create this as if it was a 12 by 12 and a hardcover and a standard. And I'm going to click on personalize. And then it's going to say, oh, just like magic, select your photos. We'll automatically turn them into a beautiful standard photo book to get started. So I'm going to go in here, and I am going to go into my albums, and I am going to select this one. And this is an album that I've had scanned, and I really would like them in the date of oldest to newest, because this is a picture of us through all the years. So I'm going to select the first one, hold down the Shift key, select the last one. I am going to say Add Selected. And then it automatically just sets up the pages right in order for me. So it's already put them in the order that I had them in that album. And if you did not have them in the right order, you can always go in and change things around and move things around. But I wanted to show you a few options here. So the first thing it does is it shows you the cover. So we've got the back cover, we've got the spine, we've got the front cover. I can always go in and change this. I'm just going to leave it for right now. I can type in some text. When I go in and type in some text, I can type it in, and there's also a number of options for font type. I can also change the font size. I could also change the font color if I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that. All right. And it would also give me an option for a second photo box. I'm just going to put through the years, and I'm going to leave it black right now. I'll just leave it like that. And there are a couple of options that are below the cover. I could add a QR code if I wanted to have it go to put the QR code and print it on the cover, and it would then link to my Forever account. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Or I can change the background. And when I go to change the background, I could say whether I wanted to just apply it here, or maybe I would want to change the background and apply it to all the pages, and I can automatically have it change all of the background pages. And it asks you the question before you do this, going, are you sure you want to be doing that? So I'm not going to actually change it on all the pages, but I wanted you to see that's what it would look like. And if I decided that black is not what I really wanted, maybe I would want a light blue, maybe a different blue. Maybe I'd want a brown. I have many different color options here, and I should be able to find something that I like and something that will work. So that was changing the cover. And then here is the first page, and I can, there's a couple of things I can do here. I can change the layout. It gives me 3 different options. I can do a full bleed, I can do a partial bleed, or have a frame around it. And again, I could change the background color. So again, a number of options. I'm going to go to this one. I can change that layout. So if I wanted them all to basically be full bleed, could have it like this, could have it just slightly bigger. And I think you can tell here, if you look at it, that what it does is it tries to make it perfectly square with the one, and in the other, it makes it closer to this entire image that you actually had scanned. So I'm gonna be good with that one. I can change the layout here. See, now it's making it square. Here's a full bleed, and here it pretty much has the entire image here. If I go in, that looks like exactly what I had. So that's a really easy way to do that. And if I decided this page was not really where I wanted it, let's just pretend if I wanted to move this to here. If I wanted to flip them, I'm just clicking on them. I can then move it and flip it back. If I wanted to add some pages in here, let's just say I want to add that one. I can add up another page, and it will stick it all the way at the end. So if I want to move them around, I can do that. But this is a really nice and easy way to take your scanned pages and fit them into an album. So there's tips here, things to create more pages, rearrange, merge, and split and delete. So let me go ahead and let me take that last page, and I do want to move that one. So it's all the way down at the bottom. So I'm going to go edit layout, and you can see that I've got all the pages here, but I'd really like this one to be the first one. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to grab it. Come on. And it's not letting me. All right. There we go. Now I can get the arrow to actually allow me to move and shift the pages around. So you see when I click on it, I have to click on the right part of it. I can actually move it from one page to another. I don't want it selected. So see, as I've got that green arrow, I can actually move it and relocate it to a different place. So I'm going to close that. I do want to close. So that is a really great way to create an album, it pretty much does it and sets them up in the order that you have already. So hopefully you'll find that pretty easy and an easy way to create an album with your photo book. Oh, I think the other thing that I wanted to show you is you can switch between binding here. I could go to a standard lay flat from the standard, and it would automatically do it within here. So you can have it automatically change it. And if you decided you wanted to change size while you're in here, you could actually do that and it would resize. You have the option to resize as a copy. So maybe you designed it as a 12 by 12 and then decided maybe you really wanted a 10 by 10. I could resize it, or I could resize it as a copy. So I could have both of them sitting in my account and I could print one or print the other. So this one is now sitting here as a copy. So, and if you want to get back to it, the easiest way is to go over to your avatar and then go to print projects. So if you go to your print projects, you can see that I've got the original one that I did that was 12 by 12, and then the newer one that I did that was 10 by 10. And this is the one that I was doing when I was testing it and playing it around with it earlier. So even though you can get to this by going to create and print, you can go to photo books. You can find the big picture album right here, which is the one that we were looking at. It might still be easiest to find it by going to the blog posts, but both places will take you to the same place. So anyone here have any questions that I didn't cover as I was going through all of that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So when you were loading in your pages, is it just add on, say I don't know what the standard, however many standard pages come with the book, like however many you put in, that's how many
It just it automatically put the number of pages that I had selected.
generate.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Cool.
you didn't have to add pages, you didn't have to delete pages. You could actually just go in and take another, delete them as you go.
Okay.
If I went in here and I look at the one that I did earlier, I could go in and make adjustments and change things around, but it just created the number of pages that I needed for all the pages that were scanned in that album.
And if you wanted a cover, because you were taking your first page.
That is what it automatically did, right? So I could,
if you wanted to,
I could
put a
replace
photograph
that.
in or something?
Yep, I could replace that and I
Okay.
could put something else in there. I'm just gonna grab that. So I could just grab that photo and put it there.
Okay. Does it do the wraparound like the one that I did of my daughter's wedding?
It does not. There are not a lot of cover options for this at the time. When they launched this, they told us that they will be putting more cover options, because you can see, like on the pages, there's those couple of layout options. On the cover, there isn't that at this time, but there are going to be more cover options coming.
Okay.
So I'm just excited that they actually got the coding done and that it automatically did most of the work for us, right? They put it in, and this is, really fast and easy to be able to do this. So, did that answer all of your questions?
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, and I said I'd come back to the QR code. Well, let's say that you decided you weren't going to put maybe all of the images, or you wanted to link to something else. You could have another QR code, and I'm just going to go ahead and link this to another album. I'm going to do it maybe to our Christmas cards. So it puts this little QR code down here in the bottom corner. And if you were to hold up your phone and scan this, it would go to the place where this QR code is pointing to, which is an album that has more photos in it, more scrapbook pages that maybe I just didn't want to print all of them, but it might have, it might have all the rest of them. And if I wanted to, it'll make it bigger. It's got info on it, and it even tells me that it's linking to this album, which is our annual Christmas cards. which I have scanned into another album in my Forever account. So I could do that, and I could remove it and get rid of it. So, which is,
Can you put
I
the
love the QR
QR
codes.
code somewhere else, or does it automatically go on the front cover?
I could put it over here. if
Oh,
I
you've
wanted.
got it. It has that option on every page?
They have an option
Oh,
on
look
every
at that.
page, which is really
Okay.
nice. So if let's say I
Oh,
had
cool.
more pictures maybe from this trip and I wanted a QR code here and it was just for this trip, I could put it here. And then that would, just have information from that. And the same thing would be true if maybe
Oh,
I had stuff from this trip or from
wow.
2001. Which is a nice thing because then you don't have to print everything, but you can at least
Yeah.
refer to it, which is
Hmm.
nice. And
Nice.
also if you have videos in your account. So if you had videos, then obviously you can't
Mm.
actually put a video on a scrapbook page. You
Mm.
could actually put a QR code there and link to it.
Neat.
So that's a nice thing that they have that Forever just did, which I thought was really a great thing to share. And so if you have any questions when watching the recording, feel free to leave a comment, ask questions, and we'll be happy to get back in touch with you on that. Oh, I see. So can one of you guys, thanks so much for watching, and we can go ahead, stop the recording.